I didn't know if I should do another video today. Um, Maybe it was because my latest video just got one view in 2 hours, and I mean the video probably will get more views on the next day, but I don't know. I don't want to say like, maybe I should do another video that people are more interested in. I don't know, when I see that my videos don't watch a lot of people, I'm motivated to do another video. And yeah, here I am doing another video. I had a depressed phase again, but I'm feeling much better now and I'm going for another walk. I didn't draw a lot today. I was really not motivated to draw. Um, but I hope that gets back and I'm more motivated to draw. Because I have to continue my manga. Drawing can be really hard sometimes, sometimes you just sit in your project and you're like, there is no meaning behind this, nobody is interested in this. And I have this phase where I'm not giving up, but I feel like my story just sucks. I feel like it's stupid and nobody cares and nobody will care, nobody will read it, which is probably not true, but I just feel like that at the moment. So, yeah. Also, when I thought of in which direction I want to bring the story, I was sometimes really embarrassed about it because I think if you wouldn't know that this story was written by a female author, you would probably think, especially what happens in the future in the story, that is written by a guy. Because there is a lot of stuff happening that also comes from the guy's perspective. And I mean, female author can also write from male perspective. It's not like just because you are a male, you can just write man, That's not true. Like, a good author can depict any kind of gender, But I guess I'm talking a little bit about the story now. So, the thing is, in my story, I have sometimes a character that is really important, and there's a lot of stuff happening where he has like different kind of woman in his life because he's rich and famous and popular, and the whole arc starts with him having a lot of different women, and his relationship he has toward those women, and it's really interesting for me to depict that, but I think it probably will be a lot more relatable to guys than to women. I mean, also, like, my female characters, I think are pretty relatable for female readers, but in general, I would say this is probably more relatable to guys because we get in depth into his thoughts. And I have moments where I'm sitting there being there, like, why am I creating this? Why? I'm a female. Like, why am I doing this? Why am I invested in talking about the life of a guy with all the women he had? And he is a cyborg, and he is also a comedian, and like, it's so interesting to me. And the thing is, he also falls in love with a woman, and then the whole romance part starts where we get to know a lot about his thoughts about this girl and how he wants to be with her, and but he doesn't feel good enough for her, and it's really interesting for me to invent those scenes, but it will take a while until we get into this kind of part of the story of the manga. But I was thinking about that and I was questioning myself, why am I so invested in drawing romance out of the male perspective? because I really prefer to do that over the female perspective. Because the female perspective is not as interesting to me because I just know the female perspective, I know how it works. I mean, everybody is different, even every female is different, but a female will approach romance probably different than a guy. And it's just so interesting for me to write out of the guy's perspective, especially if it's non toxic, I just really like to do that, and I'm really invested in that, and this will happen in the story. So it's not a shoujo, it's a shonen seinen romance, I guess. So yeah, I just really like to do that, I guess. And mm, I was sometimes afraid that people could think it's weird because it's done by a female author. But I mean, we're all humans, and instead, someone should embrace how awesome it is that someone from the other gender can depict a gender so well. And even though I'm not at a state of my story where I was drawing this down, but in my head, I can already grasp the characters, and they feel so real for me that I think they're really well thought through characters. And I think it could be kind of entertaining for people to read that. There will be a lot of dark humor in Stonebreaker. For the people who don't know me, I'm a comic artist and I upload my comic on Webtoon. And there will be a lot of the webtoon is called Stonebreaker. There will be a lot of dark humor in Stormbreaker, and yeah, some really strategic fights, and there's also world building, of course, but it takes a lot of time because I'm focusing on the characters at the moment and trying to introduce the characters because I really want the characters to tell the story. I don't want to write a prologue or like make a lot of explanation why stuff is like this. I want people to experience this through the characters. And yeah, as I said, there will be a lot of comedy in it, but also dramatic stuff. Not always comedy, it depends on the mood of the scene, if there can be comedy in it or not. Sometimes it can be really dramatic, it can be really sad sometimes. Characters will die too. Yeah. So I wonder what people think about it when there's more stuff published. Just today I didn't really upload it a lot because it was really hard for me to get into the story I drew, and I didn't really care about the story. And it's not like I'm like I don't want to draw my manga anymore, but sometimes when you spend so much time on a project, it can get exhausting, and you just want to do something else. And yeah, I definitely have to remember that it's a marathon, not a sprint. It takes time, and I will build up an audience probably through time, and I just have to accept that, and every day is a new day to start over and become better in my craft, I guess. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. Another video. So, thank you very much for watching. If you want to support me, write a comment, subscribe, hit the like button, and follow my other social media and support my webtoon, Stonebreaker. You can find the links in the YouTube description. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next video. Goodbye.